Guys, I'm going to throw it over to Falldog now. Thank you guys so much for being here. This has been a wild way to get started. And let's chat a little bit, talk about one of the craziest collections of plastic models that I've seen all in one place. And just vamp for a little while and have a good time. And then two hours from then, we'll be hanging out with AO Mecha. We got Hoshino Shar on tonight, and Pat Bear joining us as well. You can see actually right on the graphic right now, he'll be joining us at 8 p.m. So, guys, thank you again so much. Falldog, the show is yours.
I'm guessing no one can see me, or I'm guessing people can see me.
Yes.
Now we can see you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just an FYI to everybody watching, there may still be a bit of a delay in how Falldog's voice matches his face. I will be working on that as we go along. But go ahead and take it away,
I've never streamed before. This is all just like going down to the part shed and getting different bits of equipment. And so I do not have anything near as professional as Jason does. So
anybody can stream. And Falldog here is showing us that anybody can stream.
Yes,
believe in
you
yourself.
Want to see me or not, it's a whole other thing. All right, so I got my whiskey. First thing I want to say is thank you for everyone coming on. Thank you for everyone who donates. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I can't see if people are donating it. So I'm hoping that you guys are donating in the meantime. Come on, Jason. I hear you still. Yeah. So
I gave him the mute because he's not as computer. It's good.
Okay. All right.
We'll cover for you.
All right. So one of my things I'm giving away is this DJI OM4, and at some point I will walk around this room and we can talk about all this different stuff. Yes, the audio is not synced because I am doing this half-assed, so my apologies up front. Jason will be messing with this, but this is, you'll see this guy in action later. Says I'm mute now.
Oh, what?
Oh,
just pantomime. Just wave your hands around. I don't know.
Wait, hold up. If I mute, oh, is that why? Because Jason deafened himself, he couldn't hear it.
Okay, no, people can hear it now.
Oh no, I understand exactly why that happened. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Keep going, Falldog. You're doing great.
All right, I'm back. Stream's over. We had a good 72 hours. Shit. So okay, I'm looking at chat. I don't even know where to begin, right? This is the first time I've streamed from this location. Well, the first time I've streamed in general. Some of you hopefully know me.
Unfortunately so.
Yes. I moderate / run our Gundam. And I use that in air quotes because I usually just leave it to the inmates to run the asylum. Some of you may have used the Layman's Gunpla Guide, which is over 10 years old at this point. I think I started back in 2008, just as a way to sort of compile different information and put that out there. I know it's relatively dated at this point, and fads have changed a lot over the years. We've seen a lot of emphasis on shading recently. Lots of great people doing scribing these days, like Colony Drop, and I need to get some tutorials on that, but frankly, I suck at that. But a lot of people stop by, get good resources, and it's always been about trying to get people into this hobby. When I started, I like everyone else, started watching Gundam back in high school. I'm gonna probably date myself with that. Back when Gundam Wing was on Cartoon Network and Toonami.
Yeah.
Those are the good old days, right? Other than the fact that they didn't air the last 4 episodes of Zoids for a year because they're a bunch of dicks. built. I discovered a site somehow miraculously called Hobby Link Japan. Ordered a bunch of stuff, and then at some point, like DNS got really messed up, and I couldn't get to the website. So I figured, oh, they went out of business. So much for Gundam models. And then I went to college and didn't think about it until years later. I was with a customer site, and I walk over and like there's this big ass hobby store. Wow, this is really cool. And there was a perfect grade strike kit. I'm like, that's cool. Should I buy it? I mean, I'm just getting started in Northern Virginia where there's like no one has any money for anything. So I'm like, can I take the hit for this? And then how many years later, 16 years later, this is what has happened to my life. 150 master grade kits.
Yeah.
I have pretty much every perfect grade, not including some of the variants. There's a couple I don't have. But I have a handful of stuff that have doubles of variants, which sort of takes that up for it. I have at least 11 perfect grade unicorn kits, and we'll get to that in a little bit because that's sort of my obsession. This 11. Guy back here, and I'll do a walk around. This is the first one, but there's a whole bunch in this corner that you guys can't see just yet. And I've lost count of all of the master grades I have. Every now and then I come in here and just count it, and I go, that's a lot, and then I go and buy one more. It's sort of an issue. A lot of people have seen the photo of this back wall at some point. I'm gonna move the camera just a tad. Before I had everything else here in the room, and like when I moved in, I thought this will be perfect. Look at all this space. And then I started building out 3 cabinets right in here. I've got this here. I've got that there. And what you guys haven't seen behind the camera is a portion of my backlog. So, Jag, are you on? Jag, are you on? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Do you want to see what I've been hoarding these past couple months?
Did you finally get that 112?
No.
That you've been spamming my inbox about?
All right. I have heard that Bandai might be on this. Hopefully they're on this section. Please get me a 112 RX 78. That's all I want right now.
I will send you the Bluefin rep's name to harass.
I've harassed Bluefin. I've harassed what's the model shop out of Jersey.
Gundam Planet or the USA Gundam store?
Gundam Planet's in Jersey. USA Gundam Store's in Florida.
Yeah, I think I've harassed the folks at Gundam Planet. I'm like, hey, do you guys know where to get one? And they're like, we're trying to find one ourselves. I'm like, damn it. If with their resources they can't spring for one, I'm sort of SOL.
If anyone's going to be able to get that set up, it would be the Bluefin rep.
Well, I've bugged them. They have used images from my website from Layman's Gunpla Guide in their internal presentations on Gunpla. So,
nice.
Come on, guys, please. So that's what I want. I don't know where I would put it. I might just sit it here like a small child. It is big. I don't know where to start. Where do you guys want to see? Give me on chat. Where should I start? We'll walk around a little bit.
The tapes kits that you showed that one time.
What's that?
Actually, the backlog. I want to see the backlog.
The backlog. Oh,
okay.
The backlog.
Backlog Parquet, because if I'm not mistaken, you told me you had a storage container elsewhere with all the other kits.
Yes. So this is just what I have not figured out where to put right now.
You can always store it at my place.
Let me take a step back a little bit. So,
oh, you hit it behind the camera. Oh, it just keeps going.
Oh yeah. So all right. So just for clarification, every box in this room has a kit in it, right? So if I point down here, that 7 sword, right? That's being used to keep the dog out of the room. That's where I'm at in life, right? So everything that's up top, these guys here, those are ones I'm going to keep in the box, either because there's, I love the box, or there's a value to them to me intrinsically.
Yep.
Damn, the Rick Dom. I've been looking for that kit for a while.
So this Rick Dom, I don't know if you can see the price. If I zoom in it, I think I paid like $100 for this.
It's not focusing, so would you please read the price to it?
I can't see. I think I paid $100.
All right, we did our best.
Okay, we tried.
We tried.
Yes. So the local shop that I mentioned earlier, at some point they had a prior distributor, and they had a whole bunch of old kits. And the distributor said, "Hey, we're going out of business," so they liquidated everything. And I walked in, and no one, unless you're insane like us, no one really wants a glorious grade Rick Dom in extra finish, metallic red. And I'm like, hey, that's cool.
It's a beautiful kit.
Yeah.
I mean, that being said, you were insane. You did buy 15 balls that one time.
Yes, I did. That was much later when I just committed down my path of insanity. So again, every box in here has something in it. So up top here, right, those are the Art of Gundam kits. And I love the box, just the simplicity of it from a style perspective. Just showing off the kit, very clean. And then I have a bunch of stuff which, hey, maybe I'll build that Just the Cannon sometime. Or, hey, cool, I've got a full armor red unicorn. And then the rest of this is just shit I haven't figured out what to do with yet.
So, question. The Deep Striker is here. Was it banished to this closet, or does it live in fame here?
Oh, the Thief Stormer or the proper Deep Striker?
The Deep Striker that was in the backlog closet. We'll get to the Thief Stormer. You have a good story about that, but just the Deep Striker up here.
No, I think it's okay. It's an okay kit. It's just a matter of where do you put something this big, right?
Yeah.
You can clearly see that it's bigger than a box. So, all right, like it would take up so much space on one of these shelves that it's tucked up here. I made sure to put some lighting up there so it's not completely lost. I mean, in an ideal world, I would have that up there. Have my MG EXSs up there. For the record, I have 6 of them that are not built right now, that are in boxes downstairs. Because I figure I want to make one with all the boosters and maybe this year get to making a master grade hummingbird.
Yes, the hummingbird.
So that's the plan. So this guy is up here not because I have anything negative against it. It is relatively plain on details. If you were to compare it to a lot of kits these days, the scribing on the booster pods, the scribing on the gun, relatively light. I do not like the shoelace that they pretty much used for the power connection on the back to the gun.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's an okay kit. I mean, I do like that they made some improvements over the MGX EXS because the head is in a fixed position, and we all know transformation gimmicks are the bane of our existence. And that's like the weakness of the MGX. It's just that the way the torso is constructed. But that goes back to the master grade Zeta kits, which this is a spawn of.
Yep. So that's just life.
Yeah. So down here, I can't see chat. So if anyone's watching chat and wants to feed me some comments, please do. Here's all the things that either need to go to storage or get built or find a place for the box.
Someone asks how big your bin for extra weapons is.
I have multiple bins. If you, I don't think I have a recent photo of them. Eventually what I did is I ended up just cutting all the extra pieces from runners and I put them in Ziploc bags. And then I wrote what the kit is on the Ziploc bag, put it in the bin, and then I wrote on the bin what everything is in the box. So I can easily go back and find things and find all my extra parts. When I first started, I just put everything in a shoebox, which is not sustainable. You just start digging for things, and you're like, oh man, I forgot I had this. I should use it somewhere. And then you sit it on the shelf, and you don't use it for like a year.
Yep.
But now everything's tucked away and as organized in manner as I possibly can. If you guys go to my Instagram, you actually see I have all of my manuals in binders, and I have like 5 or 6 different binders separated, by class and grade, or there's 2 for perfect grade, 2 for master grade, everything else, and then I think there's 1 for like non-Bandai kits, and then all my bootlegs. Because if Bandai guys are on here, I'm sorry, I do have some bootlegs. I will never not buy the official Bandai kit. But if someone else is making something that you guys don't make, then I'm sort of on board for that. I know
lots of people are.
So someone's asking, what's the largest kit you've got?
Largest kit. Probably that guy right there. So I want to step around this way.
Oh boy.
Oh, Neo's, you've even got the circle ring for.
Yes.
Those circle rings were so cheap when they came out.
Are they expensive now?
Probably. Like, they haven't reprinted them.
I mean,
I think mine was like 2,000 yen.
It looks cool, but I don't think I'd ever have the space for that.
Yeah, hopefully it's a little bit brighter for you guys. The lighting in this room is definitely designed for people to be looked at, and it never really photographs as well as it should.
Yeah.
Swap it out for some high-ass, like 100-watt, 6,000K LED bulbs.
Yeah.
Well, it's all about the formatting or the directional lighting, and most lighting is in the cabinet itself. And when you have this much obstruction in the room, it doesn't really help a lot. But yeah, so this guy, I had to get it just because of my unicorn obsession. It is probably my least favorite kit from the entire series.
I would have thought that would have been the Ellen Kshatriya that you got.
No, well, all right. So from a design perspective, and a use in this series, this guy here is sort of rubbish. The way it sort of shows up at the end and gets its ass kicked pretty quickly, and you have a debate on whether or not the trip through time was accurate or not. In terms of actual kits that may or may not be rubbish, let me open up my unicorn cabinet here, one of them. So this is the Ellen Kshatriya. And this is the OG one, I think the first 1/100 kit that was out there, and this is a third-party kit.
I think the first one was actually a resin kit by Mercer. It came out like a year before.
Makes sense, because there are a bunch of resin kits out, but I've never been a big fan of resin just because it's a pain in the butt to work with. So I got this, which was also a pain in the ass to work with. As you can see here, each of the wings are up on supports. At one point, this entire kit did light up, but when I put the wings on it, the torso literally pulled apart and broke everything due to the weight of the wing. So you can, I don't know if I can, come on, zoom in, focus, right? So if I actually look here, you can see that there's a gap on this side of the torso versus this side. And you can see that extend up. So when I put the wings on, the weight literally caused the kit to separate.
Amazing.
Yeah. And so that was like a huge, oh my god, what the fuck's going on? I ended up supporting everything on books for a while until I cobbled together this solution, so it didn't break any further. But the only way to get the LEDs to work again is to pull everything apart, and that would probably just cause further damage. Like you can see some of the wires and but the kit. So for those aren't familiar, there was Ellen Hobby, and this is one of their couple kits of fame. And when they got... Or what was that?
They now go by Mechanical.
Yes. So, for whatever reason, they shut down and became Mechanicore. And I'll show you guys this kit in a second here. So their legendary status of a builder has just carried on from one kit to another kit. But if folks are familiar with this, when it came, all the pieces were not on runners. They were in little bins, and you would have to go through and find which piece you needed. And you think, oh, that's easy. I don't have to cut the pieces out. No, it's not. You don't know what freaking piece you're looking for. So you're digging through all these pieces, and the quality control was so bad that majority of kits out there...
You talk like it isn't on their newer kits.
That's fair, but yet,
It's
listen to what he's about
true.
to tell you.
Yes. You would look for a part, and you would find a part after looking for it, only to find that it was the wrong part. So if you had, a left side and a right side part, they might give you 2 left side parts.
Yep.
And then you'd be like, now what? So
Man, the list goes on with them, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's not only did parts not fit, which is just sort of MO, but you would have the incorrect parts. And so there are kits out there that people cannot build because they just don't have the right parts for it.
That's provided they even got parts. Like there was like that whole thing where an entire batch just was like missing an entire tray.
Yeah. It was the thing about third-party kits is that you're taking a coin toss on quality control. And Mechanicore does not do any quality control. It's like, can you at least build the product that you're selling? And they're like, no, we don't give a shit. I will say though that the detail is really good. I did have a lot of fun painting this, and I'm really happy with how the paint came out and all the details. I added just the green I used was zinc copper by, I think it was Model Master. It is a fantastic green. And then I just added some darker highlights here and there. All these little details in there, like hand painted. For all its faults, I'm really happy with how it looks. And I have a resin kit over in a box somewhere. I don't think I'm going to have another 100 Kshatriya until Bandai makes one.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to happen as much as people want it to happen.
If it does happen, it'll be RE100 and incredibly limited in what it can do.
Yeah.
I mean...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Jason?
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Please, that's great. Ooh. No. Feel free to interrupt with the donations, because that's what this is all about.
To the chat that couldn't hear Jason, we got a $100 donation from No Mine.
And you probably don't want any sob stories about Alzheimer's, but I watched 2 grandparents who both my grandmothers were in a hospice care, and they were so bad off that they never knew that they were related by their kids. So it is, it's a great cause. There's a lot of people out there, and I think that we're doing this for that cause is fantastic. All right, so no more stop stories. I do actually have another Kshatriya down here, which I completely forgot about.
Was this that metal build one?
Yes, this is the
the one I asked you to do a size comparison next to the E-line.
Yes. I want to say it was MC. It's been a while. I have to actually look. This guy is cool. Steel Legend.
It was on your side.
Yeah, I don't remember. I completely forgot it was down here too. That's what happens on the bottom shelf. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. It's okay. It's not bad. It's big and heavy. The armatures are like made of metal, which is awesome. You can't really do much better for holding up these big binder wing things. But I do not like that they used orange instead of yellow. I think I have another one of these actually accidentally. So it would be nice to tear one apart and paint it one day. But you see my backlog, so that's probably not.
I'll be gone for a few minutes. Dinner.
Yeah.
Jealous. So what else, guys? I got lots of unicorn. Do you want me to keep on the Mechanicore story and get that wrapped up?
Yeah, we should continue the Mechanicore story. We got to get that story out here because it's it's something.
Maybe with this, people will stop asking for the frigging 1/100 Kasatra every Secret Santa.
So Mechanicore. So at some point, Ellen went out of, I don't know what, they try to change their name and do something else, or if, the reputation was so bad that they said, screw it, we're going to become a new company, or if Bandai shut them down, they start up again. But they did with the two kits from what's Armoro's or Bright City's son's name?
Noah.
Hathaway's Flash.
They did.
Hathaway.
Two kits from that.
They did the two kits from Hathaway, and then they said, fuck it, I want to come out with a giant ass Deep Striker, which is this guy right here. I had at some point thought about painting this. So I built it. I did a review. It's actually 8 pages on my site because I go into so much bloody detail about this damn kit. But because I intended to paint it, I never glued anything. So you can see that this entire kit is currently held together with painter's tape. And in some places, just falling off completely. Here's a piece down here. I'm not exactly sure where this came from, but it needs glue. The head specifically, the mold was so bad that the head does not go together. So it looks like a mummy. The weight is so much without glue that I had to put all these dowel rods on here just to hold the damn thing up. It is not a good kit. I know design is subjective, but they have these giant ass things that come off that I would get rid of immediately if I painted it. There's so much inane detail here and there that you're just like, why would they do that? And that's sort of been their MO. It's been low quality, over the top detail, which for some people is great, but I don't know that people are actually building these kits unless you're a glutton for punishment like some people who run the stream.
He sure is.
Yeah. So, it just occurred to me. When I was talking to you guys earlier in Discord announcing donations, I hadn't unmuted myself from OBS, so the stream didn't hear that $100 donation from No Mine.
oh wow, okay.
Listen, this is the first time that we've ever done a setup like this, so there's still a couple kinks to work out. I figured it out. That's on me. That's my bad. No Mine, $100. Thank you so freaking much for that. General Resh, thank you for the $7. Keep up the awesome stream. Loving seeing some of these awesome kits on stream and excited for the giveaways. $10 from Aura Blades, thank you so much. All Black Oni Girl, thank you for $5. And Pocket Light with the $50 donation. Guys, thank you so much. And thank you for so think of it like if you've never worked out before, or you haven't worked out in like 6 months or a year, like things are gonna be, it's gonna take a minute for you to kind of get back in the swing of things. We're basically doing that, but instead of us just like going out for a jog, we're going in and doing like full strength training exercises day one. Yeah, so like we're still making sure stuff functions. Same. 2 across, by the way, same. Seriously miss it. All right, I think I'll be back in a little bit, but yeah, you guys do your thing. I'm glad to hear that we're talking about Mechanicore stuff, by the way. But just maybe a little. Can I do a little foreshadowing, a little tease before I go back into my hole?
Oh, by all means.
What if I were? What if I were to tell you that that isn't
Alright,
the only
Jason.
mechanic core you're going to see?
Jason, I just unmuted you, so now we can hear what you're saying.
The stream can hear me.
Oh, I thought you were talking to some of us here.
I mean, I was, but everybody else heard me talking. So maybe you just have me personally muted on your side.
I can hear you.
Seem to have.
That's okay. But yeah, what if I told you that isn't the only mechanic core that we're going to see this weekend?
Oh God, are you going to be drinking?
No. Tune in to Zaku Aurelius' stream tomorrow morning.
Oh, boy.
For those of you that are familiar with my previous events, you know that we've worked on the mechanic core Zerstuhler twice for 24 hours straight. He's doing the other one.
Zero storage.
Yes.
I still need to build mine. I got the second.
Why do you have one?
Because
Why doesn't he?
okay, so I bought that at the time when nobody had realized that it was Elon rebranded.
Oh.
This was before people cottoned on that that kit was going to be a big pile of shit.
But you know what? I praise him.
But I don't care because I got light up beam sabers and a metal V fin. So
Yeah,
fuck
it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I will be crawling back in my hole now. Bye.
All right, so I've been watching chat now that I'm by my computer, and I can respond to some comments and get away from the crappy kits. And,
Cool.
yes, I'll get to that first because the first thing that people were talking about was these guys right here. So Jag knows my saga with the big guy in the back.
Oh yeah,
That-
because I fixed it
that-
for you.
Yes, I still have one in storage. If you want to buy one from me, you know what I paid for it.
Yeah, I do because I
Very
found you
expensive
both
voice.
kits.
Yes, and I thank you for that, and I hate you for that too.
Well, had you followed the advice I said to you first time round, you would have not had to buy a second one.
Well, fair.
Did
Fair.
you put fresh batteries in it?
Look, I'm not an electronics guy. I push buttons and things work. I would not understand why batteries do not work. Why it would sort of work on low voltage, but lessons learned, always put new batteries in it.
I will buy that other one off you if you send me the Valkyrie as well.
I will one day have room for that, and I may want to keep that.
I know, but I want to wire it up.
I also want to wire it up, which I wouldn't be terrible at. So, anyhow, so you've got a 1/500 scale in the middle here, and in the back it's the 1/350 scale. And if I took this guy apart and put some batteries in it, yes, batteries, there's actually the wave motion control gun here, and it will actually cause all of the turrets to move around, sound effects, the gun in the back fires, the thruster in the back fires, everything in the command tower lights up. It is a really cool kit.
It is glorious.
It is. And it's interesting to build because it is from, I think, 2001. So if any folks on this call have built the early Perfect Grade kits, when
Yep.
you had batteries and these weird wires that sort of connected the batteries up, and it was a huge pain in the ass. And then if you look at, say, the modern day Exia, right, huge generation difference. This guy has so many cables. The motors that power things are like these big, plastic blocks that you would find on kids' toys. It's such a piece of history that it's incredible that Bandai made and released something with these components back in 2001. And the detail on it is great. Of course, like as you get lower, you get the newer kits. So the 1/500 has more detail to it, and then this guy down here is a 1/1000. And I'm sorry, my lighting is just shitty because this acrylic here is not non-reflective, so I probably can't see it very well. But they're really cool. And all of these are painted. I didn't paint that one because I was lazy and I found it. I'm really happy. But I painted these two basically in sequence. And I mean, I don't know, how many of y'all build models outside of Gundam, but every now and then it's just fantastic to build a tank or build a ship. And when you get away from Bandai, you realize how bloody good Bandai is with their kits. 99% of their kits just fit perfectly and don't need paint. But you get like these Takam kits or even some of the Tamiya kits, and you're like, wow, man, Bandai just been ass. So they're in my mind the unequivocal leader of classic models.
Yeah, it's always nice to get outside the Gunpla community and hear what other people have to say about models, because it puts some of the people crying over their spilled milk for whatever their kit of the day is. It really puts it in perspective that, man, we got it easy.
Yeah, like was it when Bandai started doing Star Wars kits, like people on our model makers were sort of snubbing it because it was snap fit, and then they bought them and were like, oh, holy shit, this is good.
Yeah.
Speaking of kits of questionable quality, how about some Zoids from Kotobukiya?
The Zoids.
Yes.
Takara Tomy Zoids?
Sorry, what was that?
None of the Takara kits for Zoids?
No. I have some somewhere. I would like to get a couple of those every now and then, but some of those are like really expensive. Like, I want
that source we use. They had some the other day that were pretty cheap. It was like 200 yen for some, and they were wind-up motors.
Oh, really? Okay. I want what's the little snail bug guy that they used in New Century to New Century to pull them around. The Gustav, I think.
The battleship,
yeah, and every time I see that, it's like $100, and I'm like, I don't know about that. So these are all the Koto. I always get the name wrong. HMM, so high-end model master, I think is what they call them. I always want to call them HHM for some reason. But these are, even within this line of kits, you have very different different quality levels. So like the base Liger, it's a solid kit. Go for it. When you start putting the option sets on it, it's just too much on top for the engineering of the base kit. So like you actually have to glue in the torso parts, otherwise it starts doing this little floppy stuff. But they have, and most Koto kits have fantastic detail. Like one day it'd be really fun to paint one of these, but there's so much line detail on these guys that, if you ever see a painted build of these, they are just fantastically stellar.
You'd be painting it for a month.
Yes.
But it'd be stellar.
It'll be fantastic. I mean, these are it's Koto, right? It's a mix of, it's a coin flip as to whether or not the kit is going to be a solid kit when you're all done with it. And when they do a kit really well, you're like, damn, this is fantastic. And then when a kit is rubbish, you're just like, I don't want to buy anything from ever again. So it's very interesting, that dynamic between good and bad kits. Whereas Bandai is, they're just crushing it day in, day out. Because I'm a glutton for punishment. So this is what they call the Death Stinger. And this is I actually have the hilt version up there. So this is from an older, I guess, originally had these weird ass color, the purple and pink. Someone in China made one that's twice the size of this.
Did you order it?
It's in the basement. It's in my office right now. I have it, so I'll get to it eventually. I'll see whether they just copied the parts and whether it's any good or not. But the box is bigger than a master grade kit. It is a massive box, so that'll be fun. And then on the other side, I got some good old classic blade lagers. So a lot of fun stuff down here. Let me go up to chat, see what people are saying.
While you do that, I'm going to interrupt one more time.
Dude, absolutely. Go for it.
Abzaroke with the $100 donation just now. Thank you very much for that. You are an awesome and good person. No message, just donation. Thank you so much, man.
Hello, Pocket Light. Hello, everyone. Oh, man, everyone needs a lager. I don't know. I mean,
a lager sounds delicious. A Pilsner would be even better, though. Sorry, what?
Oh.
Nah, Hobgoblin on Ruby L's where it's at, man.
Okay, I'm going to go eat now.
You do that. So, I have a mothership here. I'm guessing that's why you said Homeworld and not the classic NES game. I think that is an appropriate joke. I may have completely fucked up my references, but so this is a mothership. It's a fun ass game if you guys haven't played it. It is difficult.
Okay, it's fine now. The stream
hiccuped a little bit. It's fine. Keep going. You're doing good.
Yeah, okay. It's fine now.
It's all good. I'm just fiddling through this lifestyle. So yeah, the Homeworld. So at some point they released a what do you call them? They re-released Homeworld 2, I think, and it came with the big set, like you would get from like GameStop, and it's got all the shit on it. I don't know what to call it. It actually came with one of these guys here that lights up.
Oh, like a store display kind of thing, yeah.
No, like
limited edition remake kind of thing.
So they re-released it, and when they did, when people get like, oh hey, here's this new game, and it comes with like a big figure kind of thing, like the special boxes.
Collector's edition.
Yeah.
Yes, collector's edition, exactly. It came with the collector's edition came with this mothership here that lights up, and I wanted one for a while. And this is Jag knows I like to watch auction sites, but I found one on eBay that was going for like a high discount, and they were like, "Hey, the codes don't work for stream." And I'm like, that's cool. I want one of these, so I got it, and then it still had the key codes. So I figured, hey, I'll type them in, see how things go. And what do you know? The code still worked. So I got the full game, all the cool features, and this awesome little ship here.
Now I want to play Homeworld again. I haven't played it since like the PC Gamer demo.
It's so much fun. And I don't know if you guys noticed my bookshelf over here. I have a ton of sci-fi novels. And, if you go to my website, you'll see I have a ranking of like 65, maybe 75 different sci-fi novels.
So
which is
that's nice.
Yeah. It's hard to rank sci-fi novels. That's a whole other discussion, but I have a soft spot for any sort of space combat stuff. So if you give me a space RTS that is fun to play and has some awesome designs, and that's what Homeworld is.
So X-Wing versus TIE Fighter is going to be somewhere on your game list.
The one with the joystick, or is that an RTS?
The one with the joystick.
Yes, I remember
the old from the 90s.
Yeah, I played that back in the day. For whatever reason, I was an awesome TIE Fighter pilot, but I was a really shitty X-Wing pilot. I don't know what that is, but that's I guess a whole other discussion about how awful I am at video games.
Yeah.
So what's going on in chat? Anything good?
They're talking about kid orders based on you off Ligers earlier. Somebody pointed out, I love that picture of Char building his Char Zaku that you had up on the wall there.
Cool. So,
and somebody's asking you to talk about the Zeta bust.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
You Zeta
shit, I'm not gonna remember who made the Zeta bust. Is it MC now? I don't know.
No, it was like Yui Hugh or something. It was like
It's on
Chinese name.
go to my website. I have reviews of both this and the Sazabi bust, and we can talk about that in a little bit. But these two pieces of art, these are from a friend of mine, Dustin. He goes by Oz Kai on Twitter and Instagram and Patreon and stuff. I don't know if you guys know JoJo Hobbyworks. I had him commission a piece for him, and if you track that down, it's probably one of the most badass compilation of kits as a bit of artwork. But I had him commission these two pieces here because I was looking for, a different header for Lehman's Gunpla guide. I walk an interesting line with copyright and imagery. I don't like to take other people's stuff if I don't have to. And eventually the guide got to a point, was large enough that I could actually commission a couple bits of work. So if you look at, the header on the guide has these two images combined. And then the first one here is Shar building it. And then up here, I have his pal Amuro.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's showing up together.
It is.
But I've got both of these guys together. So they're absolutely awesome. I've had him do a couple bits of work. If you look him up on Twitter, his artwork is just fantastic.
Also, I spot a perfect pack.
Oh, for the G-Self?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So
yeah,
I gotta
can see it right over there.
Yeah, so ignore all the dust at the bottom, because dusting is a pain in the ass. So later on this week, we're gonna have Good Guy Dan. He will be streaming something, and I actually commissioned this from him.
Oh.
As you guys may have noticed, I have lots of master grade kits, and I don't have a lot of high grade kits. Where part of where Layman comes from is being lazy. Master grade painting is 1,000 times easier than painting high grade kits, especially when you get to this level of detail. So I said,
because you can pull off all the armor, and that makes it a lot easier to paint and put back together compared to a high grade where you have to design your modifications around the armor and the paint process so that it won't cover up the wrong things or it'll still be visible after you assemble it. All that.
Exactly.
And then you got people who do the paint the SD Musha kits, where it's just layers upon layers of metallic.
Yep.
Yeah. And so one takeaway from my collection is that I'm a lazy builder. Master grades may cost more, but they're a lot easier to paint. So I don't think I've painted many high grade kits. I can think of one off the top of my head. So when I wanted the G-Self, give me a master grade G-Self now. I mean, I love every design from the series. Comments about the story writing aside, they are fantastic designs.
Yeah, we're really out there.
The series requires you to watch after the credits. They fix that, and the movies flow a lot better.
Yeah, that's on my list. I'm sort of waiting for them all to come out at the same time so I can stream them back to back. And so I've been holding off, but I can't wait. If I ever ran into Tamino, I would ask him to sign something from
from G-Reco.
Yeah, just because I feel I sort of feel bad that no one likes it. It is. It's not perfect, but it is a very Tamino thing to do, both in the art style and the story in this modern age of anime.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I love the kits. The G-Self is fantastic. I can't believe that they haven't made master grade, because with all the different option packs, they made the bloody F90 kits. Right? Why haven't they made one of these?
Yeah.
F90 kits twice as well.
Yeah. So
just put the master grade G-Self out there. That all right. The perfect pack is P Bandai. The assault pack is P Bandai. It's for all 7 of its packs. Here we go.
Yes.
Actually,
I will buy.
I think it's 8.
All 8 of its packs.
Yes, I will buy every single one of those, and then I'll buy the G Arcane, the big long one with the B, whose name the Bullock, I think, if I can't pronounce it correctly.
Bullock, yeah.
Elf Bullock.
Yeah. I will buy all those sons of bitches if they come out. I mean, I just love every bit of design work on that series.
No doubt you'd get the perfect grade version of the RC Unicorn if they ever did it.
Oh, I would buy, yes. But we can talk about unicorns here in a second. That's the elephant in the room.
So, before we move on to another point, I have another point of clarification I want. You've said 205 master grades or so, but
yes.
How many real
is,
grades?
So here's where it gets interesting. Okay. Interesting isn't probably the right word. Maybe pedantic or crazy.
all right.
So I have a giant spreadsheet where I categorize pretty much all of my collections, right? So I've got all my books. I have a record collection downstairs. I have, all these Gundam kits. And when you start thinking about keeping track of all this crap, especially for insurance purposes, I start to put together a giant ass spreadsheet.
Yep.
So if I look at my spreadsheet, that I'm doing here off screen, it's big. Will that focus? I don't know if that's too small for you guys to read.
We'll see it once it shows up on screen. We'll take a look.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot there's a delay.
Yeah. It's focusing. Yeah.
It's focused.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the inventory.
That's a lot.
Yes, it is. Some of these are skewed a bit, just like the total Gundam in general, because all the Exceed heads. I have almost a complete collection of the Zaku heads and the Gundam heads.
Also, what? 62 unicorns?
Well, you got high grades, master grades, mega sizes, SDs.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Non-grade 1/400 kits. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not going to. The ship from 00.
Oh, the Ptolemaeus, yeah.
Ptolemaeus?
The Ptolemy.
Yes.
One of those two, yeah.
The potato.
Yes, I have 2 of those. Yes.
Oh God.
I have 2. Because I have dreams about painting this one day.
One day.
So yeah. So I've got those. I've got, I've got the Musai and the white base. Interesting side note here. Let me make sure that's in focus. The Musai was made, they were both designed by Bandai. The Musai was produced by Bandai in Japan. The white base was produced in China. Huh. And the level of quality difference between the two is very stark.
Yeah, you can just see it by looking at them from this distance.
Yeah. So the design detail on the line art, they both have sort of obvious seam lines, but they're way more apparent on this. And part of that comes to the design in general. I don't know anyone who thinks the white base is a sexy design. The Albion, yes, original white base, it's a big block of white.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, right, you've got these giant seam lines running right down the center of the kit. This is a sticker here. These parts, like the bridge, is molded in yellow, and this is all molded yellow. But there's no detail here because of this sticker. If I come around the back, right, if you look at, say, the detail here on these engines, there's you have these lines here, you got lines here, and then you've got these lines here, right? But if I look at the same comparative detail on the Musai, right, I have lines all over the damn place. It is an extraordinary delta of detail between these two kits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it sort of helps that the Xeon design is it's all green.
Yes.
But
yeah,
man, a sticker. Really?
I mean, like if you just, I don't know if this will focus, right? Look at these little details right here, right? These little like windows or whatever they might be. You've got this hatchwork section here. You know, this gray, that's a gray piece. That's all detail. Now, if I look at, say, you know, the back of this guy, and if it will focus with the bright light, I don't know. Let me just do I don't know. This top area, will that focus in? Right, I got lines that come here, and then like these lines here, like these are just big chunkers of windows, whatever these things are. So it's a huge level of detail difference between the two kits. It is something amazing. So I mean, if they both open up, but the detail on this guy is worlds below the Musai. And I'm gonna come around here. Hopefully this will focus in a little bit. But you know, like here, this is gray here. The dropship comes out. The turrets move and they fall off. I had thought about one day wiring this up with fiber optics.
Oh yeah.
And giving it a full paint job. But again, you know, running story is my backlog is a shit show. So one day.
A shit show.
Yeah. If you guys, you know, if the guys are watching the stream, if you guys really want a cool little white base, this is the Converge white base, I think. So where's the closest Converge? So, you know, if you guys have seen these guys, the little figures here, I think they're called Converge, right?
Yeah.
So there's a white base for it. And Hobby Link Japan regularly has these guys on sale. It is, you know, the proportions of the white base are completely different, but I think it looks way cooler, right? Because it is designed that you can put the Converge kits in here and sort of have it more of a toy. But, you know, compared to the other one, you have a lot more detail on this guy.
It's like SD proportions.
Yeah. But surprisingly, the SD proportions look better than the actual white base.
That's because SD kits are cool.
Yeah. So if you guys want a really cool white base for your collection, I think the Converge kit is actually pretty nifty. Again, because I do see it on sale quite a bit. I mean, you could easily come in here, paint up all these details. Look, you even have the EFSF logo molded into the side with the star emblem, right? So there's, and granted, you know, to be fair, this is what, 10 years at least, if not 15 years newer than the other one. But it is pretty awesome.
And what we're talking about, what we're talking about Converge figures, somebody is asking, hey Falldog, do you have any Next Edge style figures?
I could have sworn I have one. Was it?
I think it was probably the High No.
Was that? No, that was a Converge RX. I don't think I have any NXs. I could have sworn I had one somewhere.
Maybe it's in the pile of shame. You just haven't unboxed it.
Also, I spotted Hildolfr.
Hildolfr? Yes. So sorry, I don't know that I have any NXs. I don't really know anything about them. I started buying the Converge kits because they were easy to just get a whole pack of them, and they're like, if you look at the costs on eBay, they, you know, there's usually an upmarket price on them. But if you buy like the original, like the full pack of them when they come out, they're actually pretty decent cost. Other than like the standalones, which are way too expensive for the quality. I mean, you have some pretty good detail on the little guys, But when you're talking like $50, $60 for the I can't think of the name of it. The big guy from 08th MS team, Spalis.
The Optional?
Solace, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got him way down there, right? And he's sort of expensive. But the small guys are pretty nifty. And so, were you going to say something?
Hidden in the corner. Like, I was just sort of building on what you were saying.
Yeah, sorry. I realized that I know where this stuff is, and there's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, I like those Nemos in the center next to the hill there.
Yes. All right, let's go for another ride.
Yeah.
Ooh. So, if you guys, on my site, if you guys look up, this goes back at least 10 years when I did these Nemos. Somehow I got 5 Nemos off of eBay for like $15 to $20 a piece. And I took 4 of them, and what I did is I actually used a soldering iron, and I created these wounds, and I painted them up as zombies.
Ooh.
So if you actually look at my photos at the time, I've got like the three zombies going after a non-zombified one. Back in the day, if you guys know Gundam Guy, if you guys remember his blog back in the day.
Yep.
I've heard of it.
So he had a contest. He had a couple contests. One was for photographs. I actually took my zombie guys, put them in a
diorama.
Yeah, like an action zombie pose. And I actually got a bunch of dry ice and lit the scene to make it look like a really cool thing. And I submitted my artwork, and he never rewarded, I submitted my photos, but he never rewarded prizes for that contest.
Oof.
So, yeah. So a little bit bummed about that.
That's all.
No, in retrospect, I mean, you guys may not know this, but I did reviews for him for a while. He would send me kits, and I would review it, and some of them I would give away, some of them I would keep. There was another guy doing reviews called Patrick Grade. I don't know where he's at these days. But it was a good relationship, and at some point he started a store. And I think the store is really what undid him. It's one thing to run a blog, it's a whole other thing to run an inventory website where you need to ship orders and get equipment. And if you talk to, like, I speak regularly with Shin or Jojo Hobby and Things, and it is it's not a high profit business. It's there's a lot of competitors, there's a lot of BS from distributors, because it's not like you go to Bandai directly and buy these things. You have to go through someone else, and it is a pain in the ass. So he started the store, and at first it was great, not a big deal, but eventually people stopped getting shipments. He'd stopped responding. At one point his email just filled up, and you send him an email and it'd be like, this mailbox is full, and you're like, oh great. And then one day he just stopped updating the website. So I really have no idea what happened to him. I wish him the best. I feel bad for everyone who may have, not got their kits or lost money on that. But he was solid to me. The one issue I had, if you guys want me to get into it, is I did a review on a product, and he sent the review to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer requested a bunch of changes, and I'm like, I'm not changing my review.
Yeah. We'll leave the drama past where it happened. But let's talk about some of the other cool.
Yes.
In your display here.
That tiny Hildorfer. What is that?
Yes.
I want one.
I do not know. I have a habit of buying shit off of Yahoo Japan now. It is bad. And I have a whole bunch of shit in the basement that I want to get rid of, but no one wants. But this was in it. I'm guessing I don't know how to pronounce words. Yes,
it's probably like the Micro Wars collection with the.
Yeah, that might be. Anyway,
so
that pile of shit, you can always just send me a list and I can go through it and trade stuff.
I will happily give you all my little things that I don't want anymore. The main thing is there was a 1/100 or 1/1 scale. What's the gun from Gundam X?
The shield rifle?
Yes. The one. Yeah. The one that shoots the big cannon shit.
Oh, the satellite cannon.
Yes.
The satellite controller.
Yes. So there was a 1/1 scale in this giant collection of crap. And someone on the Discord was like, hey, I've been looking for one. And I just happened to see it in this auction. So I got the auction and I got it to him for a really good price. And I just ended up with all these little things after the fact. So this guy here is a remnant of that pile. I also have the core fighter from the Double Zeta, which is actually really cool. It might be missing a base or something, but it's pretty nifty.
Actually, and speaking of all this, I'm going to read our next donation that came in. Sono donated $5. Gundam, what's your level of commitment?
But yeah, actually, that reminded me just of something. Like a while ago, HLJ did like an event thing when they, like when you ship out in this or that week, you get like a small clear Riesel, whatever, or Rigazi, like just a tiny figure, and I think that might be from the same line as the Tildorfer.
Okay. Yeah, I know they're always bugging me to ship my shit. I'm like, no, man, I'm waiting until like a month from now when another kit's out, so I make the most out of it.
Yeah, same.
I don't know if you guys have been donating, because I don't have the stream in front of me.
Yeah, I've got it in front of me.
But I really hope you guys are, because again, this is a great cause. I know Jason's been pitching it constantly for the last 3 hours, so I want to make sure I do him right and say, hey, $5 minimum donation gets you entered into the giveaways. Lots of great stuff. I am giving away this, which I'm actually using right now to keep my camera sort of steady. And if you guys go to the website where there's a poster and stuff, I actually have custom laser kit plastic model Weekender bases. So you guys may have seen these on different kits throughout my collection. These are fantastic. They're fluorescent. And as you can see, I have a very shitty high-res model kit here that is being held up really well. Ignore that part. By this base. The base isn't the issue. It's these high-res kits, which, while they look fantastic, they're largely rubbish.
Yeah, maybe this is a good segue to talk about the high-res wing that you've got in front of you here. So, start telling me about it, please.
What if I said I didn't build this? Because part of my collection, I look for used kits that I want to give a good home.
All right.
So I found this guy here, and I have the proper. So this is my wing shelf, and it is at capacity, to an extent that is above and beyond. So a large share of these ones I have built. The other ones I have, got from different locations, and I'll clean them up, do the nub removal, and make sure they get a good home. The high-res kits, they have this fantastic gloss coating to them. And I don't know how well it's coming over in the stream, but they look just stunning. If I were to pull the version Ka out and compare that, right, you'll see tons more detail on the other guy. But the architecture of them, we talked a little bit earlier about where the China versus Japan, the core of these the HRM kits, they come from China. And I'm not saying that things from China are bad. I'm just saying it's a different level of production that goes into these kits. So when you get these kits, you have a built frame already, and then you sort of attach pieces on top of it. So where you would normally say, hey, I'm going to build the frame of the leg, then I'm going to add different pieces, do the next leg, rinse and repeat. You start with the core of a kit, and then you add pieces to it. And you're always constantly adding little bits to it while you're holding the whole thing. And I have the red frame over there in another cabinet. But you have this level of, it's more like a toy than a model kit. I don't know the best way to explain it. It's not as solidly built as everything else from Bandai is. And I don't know whether that's because of the frame. I just don't know where that comes from. But if I go back to this guy, and I try and focus in, tapping the screen, like this guy, like the head will pop off so easily. The ears will come off. I mean, it looks really cool. I'm trying to set that down there, but it's not necessarily what I would call a high quality kit.
Okay.
It's more about looks to me.
So in other words, you're not saying things from China are bad, but these things from China are bad.
They could be better.
Yeah.
So here's a question. Do these pre-built inner frames for the high resolution, do those have screws built into them? That's a question from Pocket Light in our chat here.
Yes, they do. I'd have to pull one apart. So they have screws for some of the joints, and where is my... So back in here, if I can get this door open, but I can't because I have a backlog down there too. The high-res red frame, which is over here in this shelf. Yeah. So like the I believe there are screws in some of the joints. There's no real weakness to the frame. If I were to say compare it to these crossbone Gundams, the crossbone Gundams are a lot more rubbish than the HIRM kits, because they don't have polycaps in these guys, so they just fall apart. Somewhere there's a relatively famous photo of this guy after it got thrown against the wall because it was such a pain in the ass. So the frame itself on these guys is really good. I may have been overly negative against it. It's not the frame. I think it really comes from how they're constructed, right? So if I look at how a traditional kit is built, the entire engineering is layers of, okay, I'm building this piece, then I'm adding another piece to it, then I'm adding another piece. So it's really about how they all lock together and create an entire arm or ligature kit. So like when you look at a kit and you say, hey, is this something that's good or bad? It's about how all those pieces come together. With the high-res kits, because you have this core frame, you're really just snapping armor on top of it. And the end result is that for some of these kits, the armor doesn't really, it's an add-on. It doesn't integrate with the core concept of the frame in order to be sturdy enough. So the Astray is not bad. If you guys check my site, I have a review on it. It's got some good parts. You can see some photos of the frame by itself. Personally, my issue with the red frame is that I just think the Master Grades are just better proportions. I think they're just better kits. It's really the wing here where, pieces will just randomly fall off.
Yeah.
And, it's part of it is, hey, wing kits in general, they will have issues with, holding up the shield and holding up the wings because they are heavy components. But, like the head should not come off as easily as it does. I should be able to pose this with relative simplicity that something's not going to fall off. So when I review kits, it's really about how well does it hold up to just being held. And that's a big part of what makes a kit good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I still want a high-res Barbatos someday, but someday.
Man loves his Barbatos.
Yeah.
So I actually don't have anything from IBO. The designs actually just never did it for me. Instead, I have all of these unicorns.
It's time for the unicorn.
Yeah, I was
well,
waiting for this.
All right, so let me get into this. I did see a comment here about some heads and stuff. So I'm not ignoring you guys in chat. I wish I could engage with you guys more. It's just a matter of my computer is here. And
yeah, it's all coming through me, and I am much more willing to let him just tell the story of whatever we've gotten to than directly addressing everything in chat.
I mean, I'm always happy to discuss. So if you guys, when I can, I am an active member on the Gunpla Discord. And when people have questions, because I have so many kits, I am happy to run and find a kit and be like, hey, well, this is some detail photos, or this is what I think of it. So if you guys want to hit me up afterward, join the Discord, I'm always happy to always happy to have.
Always happy to have, yes.
Yes,
Always
yes,
to
whatever.
Now,
you guys got more than I'm trying to say.
Nice.
All right, unicorns. Where do I start? Because I have so many of them.
Top to bottom.
Start with the
Oh,
mega
boy.
size if you have one.
I do.
Actually, yeah, do start with a mega size.
Yeah,
Hell
we gotta
yeah.
start big.
Yeah.
This guy actually fell on my head yesterday. So I was down here trying to get to the outlets, and this guy fell over and fell on my head. So how many people can say that they've been hit in the head by a unicorn?
Not me.
And I can't.
So
So this is
box, but that's about it.
yeah. So this is the mega size. If you guys, I don't really have anything negative to say about the mega size kits. As long as people know what they're getting into, it's basically a glorified real or high grade kit.
Yep.
The detail is very simplistic. If you see here, like you don't have any, you have fixed hands. There's no detail behind the psycho frame bits. And this guy specifically, this one does not transform. So just like the high grade kits.
It makes a very good blank template to learn to scribe on or learn to wire LEDs into because it's so hollow.
Or just
So that's-
to have a big ass unicorn in your room.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, and all of the master or mega grade are great for just adding detail. I don't know why my puppy is over here. Clover, you can go downstairs.
No. You mentioned the dog. You gotta show it.
You gotta show it.
You gotta show it.
Clover,
Dog.
do people want to see your cute little
Yes.
diaper? Clover, you can go downstairs.
No, Pupper's time.
Pupper
Okay.
time,
Bye.
pupper time.
You guys can see this, right?
Yep.
Okay, Clover, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you crying? So she's over there crying, and I'm going to hope that my partner is taking care of her.
Give the dog a pat.
Yeah. So like here's yeah. All right. So back to the mega grade. Here's a Zaku, and you can see. Oh, hello. You want to play? You brought your favorite toy? You brought your favorite toy?
I can hear you, but the stream's showing you petting the mega-sized Zaku.
Yes.
Okay.
It was amazing.
Well, now I'm getting humped, and now Jason is definitely getting demonetized. So
You say that, but Shield of Iron has donated 100 charity, and he says, "Doing great work." Nuclear
That's
Drake has donated $20 via Streamlabs charity and says, "USA." He's definitely seeing that diaper going on right there.
Yes, so please donate. Thanks for everyone who's doing this. Again, this is all about raising funds to help cure Alzheimer's. So, and she is in for. Why are you playing with me? This is not.
I should pitch that idea to Jason. Do a Zoid stream for like animal charities.
That would be fun. That would be really cool. All right, go get your toy. Jump over the perfect grade to get there.
I see, or is that the 128th? No, that's the 124th on the floor, isn't it?
What, down here?
The RX78-2 in the corner.
Yes.
The cup noodle box.
I do. I walked by the cup noodle, didn't I?
Yeah, it's on top of the perfect grade. It's part of the wall.
Yes, and she has jumped the wall again.
Of course.
So yeah, so I actually have. Oh, hold on. All right. There's just so much. I haven't even talked about unicorns yet. Here, you look at my unicorn perfect grade collection of backlog, right? From the Chinese version, the 7-Eleven version with the sparkly glow in the dark psycho frame, and then of course a phoenix.
Is it the NT Phoenix or the
like the normal one?
Yeah, we don't talk about NT in this household because that movie was shit.
Hey, I thought the movie we uploaded was great.
The movie we uploaded, hey.
Oh yeah, the April Fools we did for our Gundam.
I also spot H-heads.
It was like the 5th review off YouTube, followed by just Never Give You Up. And then like an hour of just black screen.
Yes. Okay. Will you stop? Hold on. How do I see the camera? Front? Yes. So that's me getting humped by this puppy who's currently in the heat and has no inhibition.
All right.
Back for more. Yeah. So demonetized. So that's why we need your funds to help support this this cause.
I'm not sure this channel is monetized in the first place.
Yeah, you assume that Jason actually makes money to begin with. I'm pretty sure he just hemorrhages it.
I mean, with this event, it's all going to charity.
Yes, it is for a great cause. But he will never be able to monetize it in the future if he ever wants to. Go to your mom. Go on. No,
she just loves her dad so much.
Yes, now she's being foiled by the Seven Sword and doesn't know what to do with her life. Go on. She's calling you. Go on. Oh, come on. Go. There you go. All right then.
Animals are clearly the best part of this stream.
Yeah, the dog's been the highlight.
Yeah. Did we have bunny cam earlier?
Yes.
Good.
Actually, well, briefly.
We'll get around to those later.
Yeah.
Those guys. Okay. So many things. So
unicorn.
All right. We can come back to the 124 later if you guys want to. Unicorns. Where to start? What was my first unicorn kit? That might actually be. That's a good question. Where's my first one? I'll just work down the list. So these are my real grade unicorns. As you guys saw in the backlog, I have a bunch more that I want to build, and they will go in this spot, hopefully. One of the earlier 2 kits I did from unicorns is this new themed one. And then over here is a Mark II Titans themed one.
Ooh.
And they're very cool. And then in the back is a Minerva one. With the
Minerva as the ship from Seed, or?
Saudi.
Minerva Lauza.
Minerva.
Right.
All right, you. I think.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm used to writing words out and not pronouncing them when it comes to this franchise.
Yeah, it's the Titans and not the Titans, right?
Yeah. So, So, but yes, it's the lady who dies at the end. And you can see I've got the little sleeves logo.
Marita
on the
Cruz, right?
That's Marita.
Yes.
That's
Marita. Okay.
It never survives.
Whatever. Sorry.
Put
I'm
her
not-
14 or pull 12 or whatever, whichever the fuck
We
it is.
we have the Chad Jock Falldog here talking about his massive here, talking about the littlest details.
Yeah.
Thanks, Falldog. Thank you
Sorry,
very much.
guys. All right. This is too much. Too much.
That glass is looking pretty empty. Looks like it needs a refill.
Yes, I do, and I've got a bunch over there. So we've got another half hour to go, and I'll keep going. If,
Yeah,
Chug it.
I mean, I'll keep going if you guys don't.
we'll go all night, all night.
I'll be in. I'll join chat later on. So that's for sure. So this guy here, this is a clear one. I don't think that's not the Art of Gundam. That's another clear one that came out a while ago. I thought I have another box somewhere, but I don't know where it's at. This is really cool. Just because you can see the psycho frame through it. To me, seeing that green makes it feel like circuitry and silicone. If you guys haven't built master grade unicorn kits before, they have a bad reputation, and a little bit of it is earned. If you guys read my blog article on the MGEX, will you turn on for me? Where's the button?
I think the only thing that's turned on right now is the dog.
Yeah, we turned on the lights. Yeah.
Come on, all right, come on, do the whole thing now. So
We've
if
got-
you guys.
Oh, keep going.
Oh no, please.
All right. Yeah. While we're getting it turned on, we've got $10 from Ali. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
We also got $100 from Shield of Iron.
I covered
I'm
that.
not
Yeah.
sure if we've called that out before.
I called it out.
Did you?
Must have been.
I'll call it out again. Thank you very much, Shield of Iron.
Why are you barking at me, dog? So, all right,
Well-
donate for the dog. If you need a reason to donate, you can donate for the dog.
And just remember,
Um,
every time Kaiba smiles, a puppy dies.
Please, you can save her. Do the Sarah McLachlan song. So, if you guys read my blog article review on the MGEX, I talk a bit about the history of the unicorn kits. One thing is these guys, the master grades, came out at least a year before the high grade kits. And, Bandai doesn't have the best reputation when it comes to transformable kits. But the fact that they made a kit, was this 2007? I think they came out.
Verkar was 2007. I think that was around about the time, shortly after they started publishing the novels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fact that they made a kit where literally every part on this kit transforms is a astonishing achievement onto its own right. So if you guys want a master grade kit, go for it, right? The main weakness is in the torso. If I spin this guy around,
Like a record, baby.
oh, don't fall forward. Please don't fall forward. And I try and focus it. So there's a little clasp in the back. And that clasp is what sort of holds that center torso section. Oh God. Please don't fall. Oh no.
Perhaps you should get an action base for it.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's why this guy here isn't on an action base, in part because the big booster is in the back. But the torso, again, this kit is probably 10 years old, so the joints are going to be a bit weak. And it is a version Ka, so there are no polycaps. It is just plastic on plastic. But if you tighten up this torso bit, you get rid of a lot of problems. And in this case, right, the ankles are a bit weak. But that's, I mean, for the most part, it is a solid kit when you consider it's from 2007 and the entire thing transforms. So if you read my blog article, I talk about the MGEX as being an accumulation of all of the advances that they've done over the years. Because there's all these perfect grade kits, and they every level of kit has brought something new to the table. So if you need one unicorn kit, get the MGX, but do not be afraid of the master grades.
All right. So speaking of your unicorn collection here, we have from Gunpla Jabroni, $10. Amazing unicorn collection, Falldog, from a big fan who can watch his collection all day. Also donating for the dog. We have $20 from Disaster Area, donating to a great cause. Enjoyed the previous endurance streams to build that mechanical monstrosity, and story time with Falldog and his one-to-one dog.
Thank you. That's awesome. That's always great to hear. Now, so I'm looking back at chat. So yes, if I recall correctly, the master grade came out a year or two before the high grade kits.
Yep.
Yeah, the high grade kit came out when they started releasing the OVAs.
Yep. Mm-hmm. One of them is high grade number 100, right? That's a destroy mode, I think?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here in chat. So yeah, so all right, off the top of my head, I can't think of any Katoki kits that have polycaps. Maybe the RX 78 does. It's been a while since I built that. Somewhat notoriously, the crossbone kits do not have polycaps, and their joints are not strong enough, especially the full armor, to support that weight.
Yeah.
So that's not a very good kit. I'm trying to think. I have the Wing Zero version Ka downstairs to be built. I don't know whether that has Does that have polycaps?
I haven't built it, but probably not. I just know it's like a really good kit. So,
and I think the ball had polycaps as well.
The ball has a polycap for the gun, yes. And I think it has polycaps for the arms at the base. But like the none of the crossbone does. This one doesn't have any polycaps, which makes it easy to build. I actually built one of these without reading the instructions, and I was thinking about doing that. I was thinking about doing that again for this stream, but I don't think you guys want to sit through like an hour or 2 hours of me going through all the pieces and actually cleaning off all the nubs and stuff. That's sort of mundane. Maybe for another stream I'll do that and I'll prep everything. The perfect grade kits. While we're talking about polycaps, I have a lot of perfect grade kits as well. These guys have polycaps, and they have a non-polycap component to the same joint as well. So there's a hard plastic and there's a polycap in each of these joints. So it is sort of confusing. It works really well. So, it's just a very odd choice.
Can you clarify for me? Because the way I'm interpreting that is you have a choice of installing either the polycap or the hard piece.
No, you have both in a joint.
So
you would have. I sort of want to take one of these apart and show you guys what it actually looks like. And I can do that if you guys are really interested. I'll pull one of these unpainted ones. There's even one down there. You guys can see it down there. Like the ankle, like these joints, there's a polycap on one side and there's a hard piece on the other side. It's like the same shape, but for whatever reason, it's a combination of these two. So if you were to, if I were to open up one of these boxes or pull up the parts photos from DeLong, you would see, a polycap piece and a hard plastic piece of that same style. So you would go through and build it and you'd be like, okay, I got PC of this part, and then I got another color of this, or another runner of this other part. And it's a lot more specific to the different joints. So that would be a very hard thing to build without the min. This guy here, for the record, I built that and painted it within a week. I think it was maybe 7.5 days end to end. But that was a big challenge to myself. And then I've got, I should probably move this guy here, and then he will fall over and parts will fall off of him.
Oh no.
So I can get this door open.
Someone in chat is complaining that you're hogging all the unicorns.
Sorry. Bandai is happy to sell you as many as they possibly can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there will always be unicorns, but I've got these custom bases for them. And that is what necessitates, that is more or less so that I can get all of these in the same cabinet. Because like the big Hawken bases just take up so much damn room.
Yeah.
And when you're an obsessive like me, it adds up a whole lot.
Yeah. Also, is that a G Phoenix back there, or am I just seeing things wrong?
So this is the Bond Phoenix.
Okay, that explains.
Yes, so
It is very titanium.
Not shiny. Well,
yeah.
I do have this one here. All right, let's see if I can get it in here and turn on these lights without breaking anything.
Place your bets now, people.
And
all right.
it's not turning on, so that's always a good sign.
While you're working on that, we have $1 from the Hat Weaver saying, "Donate to round out the $1. It's been bothering me for a while now. Thank you guys for doing this and keep up the good work." All right, did we get the lights on?
No, the lights on this guy are not turning on. Oh, wait, that's the wrong box. Okay, so that box is turning on. I just have too much shit.
Oh, that's a blue one.
That's the blue one. Where's the box for this son of a bitch? Oh, it's all the way back here. Oh, I don't want to touch you because it will fall apart.
No one wants to hear that fucking shit.
Turn on? Well, why aren't you turning on?
Maybe the batteries are dead.
Oh boy, so...
Oh, it's one of those things.
So this is... Yeah, there's a bit of history for this kit. I don't think I've ever actually published any photos of this. So most of these kits are Bandai kit. Again, you know, I buy Bandai where I can. Right? So those two guys, those are both. So the Banshee is Bandai. This other one, the regular unicorn, is Bandai. The one in the middle is actually a combination of the Bond and Bandai.
Huh.
Which is perhaps the dumbest idea anyone could possibly do. So what I did, and it's sort of hard to tell, like you see how this is translucent? I bought the Bond Phoenix and I actually stripped the gold coating off of it.
Oh.
So a lot of metallic. I need to take a breather.
Basically, I believe what he's saying for those in stream is the plated kits will generally have like clear plastic underneath.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's part of how they get their shine.
Yeah, well, it's black.
It's more
shine on top.
It's more that like this milky translucent is just default plastic color, right? When you get like these colors, like in like a clear, you specifically have to get a clear plastic to use. When you get like a blues and everything else, you can start with this milky clear and just add pigment. So they get their blue plastic and they make things. But
I think
if you're trying to,
the MG one, it's like a milky clear purple that they did for theirs. At least it was.
Which one?
The Hyakushiki 2.0. It's like a clear bluey purple.
Oh, it's actually it's clear. If I can figure out where that is, that might be. Hold on, I'm gonna take another trip here.
The one I stripped came out as like a clear purple.
Okay, so mine came out. See, my crossbones are all on action bases, so I can move them without them collapsing on themselves. So this is my stripped Haikushiki 2.0. And I replaced the tubes with guitar string. So
That's smart.
yeah. So if you guys can see it, right? So this here, it's just this translucent, milky, clear color. So I discovered that the Bond was using the same color or same sort of base level plastic. Oh, I just noticed that the base for my X is falling down. Fix that. So I noticed that the Bond did that with their Phoenix. And focus. And so what I did is I stripped those pieces and I actually took the Final Battle Unicorn, the frame and the Psycho frame, and combined the pieces. So the core of this kit, the lights, the Psycho frame, the weapons are all Bandai. The outer frame is all Debon. And fit 100%. Like, I don't know if you guys can see here, there's some warping here and some cracks because Debon doesn't have the same sort of, I mean, they're basically copying all of Bandai's kits and the runners.
Yep.
But they don't have the same tolerance on the toolings themselves.
Exactly. Right. So you can see little cracks and stuff and stress marks from where these pieces came together. But what I wanted to do was create a kit that sort of had that final pose from episode 7 where they're stopping
the colony laser. Yeah.
Yep. They're stopping. I guess it wasn't grips, but yeah. So I wanted to give it that sort of fear. Debon and an outer frame that's Bandai, I made this monstrosity in the back. And the Psycho frame is actually clear, made by another third party with a third party LED set that's actually RGB. The outside is actually silver that I did multiple coats of smoke clear to try and, give it a smoky look. The net result of using a third-party Psycho frame, a Bandai frame, a Bandai armor set, and a Debon frame is that it is the most fragile piece of shit ever. A lot of things do not fit together. The back plate that's actually behind these kits. I'm going to turn this guy off before the batteries go. Like the back plate that actually covers up, it's like the last step on these guys, is not on this kit because the torso does not fit properly.
Oh no.
It does look really cool. I did use these holographic decals. I just never posted photos of it for some reason. It's a fun experiment. I do not wish that on anyone else. If you guys do want a third party unicorn, get this guy right here by, I can't think of what it is. I've got one on the other side of the room and I'll try to look at it. And this guy here is, again, it's the same design as the Bandai ones. But what they did is they took the outer frame and added so many details. So there's tons of external detail on this guy. So if you want a really high detailed unicorn kit, that might be a way to go. But the in general, the perfect grade isn't a bad kit. One thing I reflect upon quite a bit is that, again, where the master grade kits are the first ones to really have a transformation gimmick of this scale, the perfect grade is really the first kit to have a light up gimmick for the entire kit. So, it is a more complicated build than some other master or perfect grade kits. Just in the architecture that they had to run for the LEDs. But they are really cool kits. And I think, as someone who obviously likes unicorns, I don't know if you guys picked up on that yet.
What? Impossible.
I think they're pretty nifty. But if you really want a kit that lights up and really does it well, look at this guy here. So this is the perfect grade Exia, which has been painted. But if you build the perfect grade unicorn, then you build this guy, you can really see where they learn lessons in the architecture of the LEDs that go into this. So I actually have a custom gimmick on the side. This guy here, where I used fiber optics. But in general, the build of the kit, like the actual, how you construct this and how they have the LEDs, it's obviously a lesson that they learned from the perfect grade unicorn. So between this and the perfect grade strike, those are my two, if I had to recommend two perfect grade kits, it would be these two.
All right.
Any donations while I drink
some we got whiskey? A donation from Chris
Who donates
Scollins.
Things in current year?
Got a donation from Chris Scollins, donated $10. No message. Thank you very much.
I just noticed that it hasn't been saying who's been talking.
Yep.
Yeah.
It sure has.
Put your freaking trouble button! Fix the thing!
It'd be fine.
Just fix the button! And now, okay, wait. Now?
Can we just blame you for all the technical difficulties and call it?
Yes! In fact, you can. In fact, you absolutely can.
Great, I'm going to constantly rib you on every stream now.
All right, so
that's my job. Find your own gimmick.
We've got 10 minutes left in the Falldog show. Somebody asked, would you please provide your views on the real grade unicorn? As a man who loves the unicorn, please tell us about the real grade unicorn.
All right, hold on. Let me put this damn thing back in the tripod. So, sorry for the shaky screen. All right, cool. So hopefully you guys can see me okay, so I can stop carrying that damn thing around for half an hour. The real grade kits in general. So let me start with the base. If you guys aren't familiar with them, they're interesting kits in general. Speaking as if I'm going to speak to you guys as someone who has never built a real grade kit, they are complicated and finicky, and the level finicky depends greatly on the kit itself. Whether it's the Zeta or it's the RX, depending on the age, there's different levels of complexity to it. And all that comes from the frame, which is a pre-molded bit of plastic. The unicorns are probably one of the top real grade kits. Some of the proportions are a little bit off. If you were to do it side by side comparison, you would see that the shoulders are actually on the big side. But for the most part, they hold together really well and they pose really well. On the flip side, if I were to say, hey, do you guys want a 144 scale Sinanju? Then I would say go with the high grade. The real grade is pretty cool because you get the shiny plastic and you've got the gold that is pre-molded into separate pieces, but the thing can't hold its damn shield. Just get the high grade. I guess in summary is the real grade unicorn is a solid kit. I don't have all of the real grades again because I'm mostly 1 to 100 scale. But everyone says that the unicorn is probably one of the best, and I don't see any reason to disagree with that.
All right.
What he said.
Yes, maybe. I mean, you guys can feel free for the peanut gallery to please come in and join me. What else is here in chat? I see. So this white base is a 1/400 scale.
Actually, I got a question about that white base, actually.
Yes.
Because they have a white base in a cardboard box at my hobby town. Is that the same one that they want to charge me like $300 for? Or is that something different?
Is there a scale on it? Because there's like several white base kits.
It's the Converge one, but it looks bigger than the one that you showed earlier. Because I was watching then, and you had like a little tiny one, but this box is like way freaking bigger than that. So maybe it's just extra packaging. I don't know.
Could it be? Is it Catapult launch deck?
Maybe.
So I guess you guys, I'm sort of showing it in this massive plastic. I don't remember how big the box was for this guy. But I think there's only one Converge white base.
Because Sonomatic's saying that the Converge one is huge. That doesn't look huge to me. Looks big.
What are you talking about? That's huge.
You're huge.
I mean,
massive. Wow.
It's
that was rude.
All right. I'm going to compare it to the first thing I can grab. It's a whiskey bottle, and you can see it's, it is fairly large size because it is designed to fit the Converge little kits inside. So it's oddly, if I were to hold this up, maybe it'll track with me against the Musai. They're not all that different. It's really surprising.
Okay. All right, it's bigger than it looks, then maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know of any other white base kits other than the really small EX models.
They did a 1/24,000th scale for back in the 80s.
24,000th scale, so like the size of a quarter?
No, I mean 2400 scale.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
I think I moved my All Beyond box.
I think maybe was it Fleet Mode did like a 1/7000th scale or something.
Oh, those Fleet Mode kits look so fantastic. I wish I had them, but that's
so friggin' tiny.
Yeah.
Like
Gunpla wants to know how long it took you to collect all this stuff.
So this goes back. So the oldest kit I have on display is a perfect grade wing, and I built that back in high school. So I'm 35 years old now. I'll be 36 in 9 days.
Oh, happy early birthday!
Thank you.
So it's nearly 20 years of building model kits. Wow.
Well, there's the 4 years in college I didn't build anything, and it's only after college that I just happened to find a local hobby store that had this stuff, and part of it is I am somewhat obsessive compulsive. You guys tell. But this is very relaxing. Like I get home from work and I need to distress. Sitting down and building a kit is just so relaxing and so fun. Like in another lifetime, I would have had a fun life as a woodworker, someone who builds things. And so this to me is very relaxing. And a lot of people have asked over the years, why don't you do commissions? Because this is a hobby to me and it's very relaxing. If I did commissions for people, then I would feel obligated to have a certain level of quality standard. And I nitpick the shit out of everything I build. When I take photos, I zoom in and I look at everything and I look for scratches, I look for defects, I look for issues. And I am a perfectionist. So if you ever ask me to look at your kit and I say, oh, I see some nub marks that you guys didn't stand down, that's not me trying to be mean. That's just me being me and how I would judge my own kits. And I whenever
like,
I offer...
Dan posts his kits to us mods, we just roast them. That hair in your paint job, -3.
All right, guys. Well, real quick before we wrap stuff up. Yeah, you are. You're done. Get the frick out on my stream. No, I'm kidding. Thank you. That was actually really cool. Like seeing all that stuff going on. That was a lot of fun.
I was looking forward to the 1/24th scale.
Right? 1/24th scale white base, right? So real quick, Masky with the $100 donation, by the way. Thank you a ton for the $100 donation, Masky. Great to support a great cause. Much obliged for that. I am going to get out of the Discord room and set up with AO Mecha here in just a little bit. But anything that you wanted to share before we wrap up on your side, Falldog?
Shameless self-promotion, right? So
yes,
I am now on Instagram.
Promote away.
So follow me, Falldog Hobbyworks. I am making now custom action bases. So these little acrylic bits at the bottom, and you can't see that on the screen. You guys can actually get these custom PMW ones made out of this awesome fluorescent orange. They're on the store, and all of the proceeds from these sales over the weekend support the cause that we're funding today. So, go get
Cures
them.
Alzheimer's fun.
And as you can see,
the dog repair.
As you can see, the base is stronger than the kit itself, right? The base is not. This is not glued, so the added weight just makes it way easier because this is a 100 scale or 1/100 scale on this guy. And I have custom ones on my Etsy shop. Follow me on Instagram. I try and keep that mostly hobby related. And then again, Layman's Gunpla Guide. If you guys are getting into the hobby, if you want some tips
and tricks.
Trips and ticks.
Yes, I am emptying. So please come check it out. Come to our Gundam, our Gunpla on Reddit. Both fantastic subreddits. Not so
really?
much
When was
Gundam side.
Gundam.
Well, you cut me off. It's fantastic if you like low quality memes. But come to the Discord. Basically just fantastic people, and everyone's there trying to help everyone else. So if you have questions, if you're looking into getting into something, I'm there. Lots of people are there. It's just a fantastic community. Okay, I think I'm done. Or I'm getting the hook and I'm getting pulled off screen.
Thank you very much, Falldog.
Yeah, thank you. I am going to stop streaming. This is how this works.
Stop streaming. Stop screaming.
Up. I think I'm done.
Jason's figuring it out. He'll figure it out.
I've broken everything.
Everything's on fire?
Everything is on fire.
Nothing is ever burning. Nothing is ever broken. All right, guys, thank you again so much to Falldog. That was a lot of freaking fun. Guys, $2,800 so far for Cure Alzheimer's Fund. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. We just had another $5 come in from Isogen via Streamlabs charity. And yeah, dude, again, Falldog, thank you so freaking much. I'm going to go ahead and get us transition into AO Mecha's stream. And like he mentioned, you can see him everywhere on the internet. We got a bunch of links down in the description as well. So, yeah, we're going to keep this thing going, and I'll be back in just a moment with AO Mecha, guys. Stick around.